Look at this water. It isn't a filter, it isn't a CGI render, and it isn't some unreachable remote island in the South Pacific. This is the Soča River, right in the heart of Europe. Welcome to Slovenia. In 2026, while most of the world's famous landmarks are struggling with the weight of over-tourism, pollution, and rising temperatures, this tiny nation, smaller than the state of New Jersey, has done something nearly impossible. They've become the world's first officially certified green destination. But what does that actually mean for you as a traveler? Is the cleanest country in Europe just a clever marketing gimmick designed to justify higher prices? Or is it a blueprint for how we should all be traveling in the future? Today, we're going beyond the fairy tale images of Lake Bled to show you what it's really like on the ground here in 2026. If you're new to Four Corners Travel, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get started. The first thing you notice when you land in Ljubljana isn't just the beauty, it's the profound sense of quiet. Back in 2014, the city made a radical, controversial choice. They closed the entire city center to motorized vehicles. In 2026, that zone has expanded, making Ljubljana the largest car-free capital in the European Union. When you walk through the Triple Bridge area, you aren't dodging taxis or breathing in exhaust fumes. You're hearing footsteps, bicycles, and conversation. But clean here goes much deeper than just car-free streets. Slovenia is currently the only country in the world where the right to clean drinking water is actually written into the national constitution as a fundamental human right. You won't see locals buying plastic water bottles here. Instead, you'll see public, artistic fountains every few hundred meters. The water coming out of them is some of the purest in the world, sourced directly from alpine springs. And then there's the waste management. If you look around the streets, you'll notice something strange. There are almost no trash cans. That's because Ljubljana uses an invisible, underground waste collection system. You drop your recycling into a sleek metal pillar, and it disappears into a subterranean network. It keeps the streets smelling fresh and looking immaculate. By this year, 2026, the city has reached an incredible zero waste milestone, recycling nearly 80% of all municipal waste. When you leave the city, the green continues. Over 60% of this country is covered in thick, lush forest. To put that in perspective, every time you take a breath here, you're in one of the most oxygen-rich environments on the continent. But being the cleanest comes with a social contract. The government has prioritized slow travel. Instead of building massive 500-room hotel resorts that eyesore the landscape, they've invested in eco-glamping and farm-to-table stays. It keeps the nature pristine, but as we'll see in the budget section, it means you have to plan your accommodation months in advance. Now, let's talk about where you actually need to go. Lake Bled is the poster child. You've seen the church on the island and the medieval castle perched on the cliff. It is undeniably beautiful. But in 2026, it is busy. My pro tip? Don't spend your whole day at the water's edge. Instead, take the 20-minute hike up to Oystrika or Mala of Sojnica at sunrise. You'll get that iconic postcard view from above, usually with a layer of mist over the water, and you'll beat the fleet of tour buses that arrive at 10 a.m. If you want the island experience, you can take a pletna, a traditional wooden boat, for about 18 euros. But if you're looking for the real Slovenian soul, drive 20 minutes further into the mountains to Lake Bohinj. Bohinj is the wilder, quieter brother of Bled. It's located inside the Triglav National Park, which means the regulations here are even stricter. No motorized boats are allowed, no massive hotels line the shore. It's just crystal clear water reflecting the jagged peaks of the Julian Alps. In 2026, this has become the destination for travelers who want to disconnect. You can rent a paddleboard for 15 euros and find a private cove where you won't see another soul. For the adrenaline seekers, you have the Soča Valley. The water here is a surreal, glowing, turquoise color that looks like it's been photoshopped. This is the capital of European adventure sports. In 2026, eco-conscious rafting and canyoning are the big draws. If you're a driver, the Vršac Pass is a rite of passage. It's a road with 50 hairpin turns, literally numbered, that takes you over the spine of the Alps. It's terrifying, exhilarating, and offers views that will make you want to pull over every 5 minutes. And if you want a 2026 hidden gem, head to Logar Valley. It's a glacial valley near the northern border. It's a dead-end road that opens up into a massive green meadow surrounded by 2,000-meter peaks. It's one of the most peaceful places on Earth, and because it's a bit further from the main highway, most tourists skip it entirely. You cannot truly understand Slovenia without talking about what is on your plate. Because the country is so environmentally pristine, the ingredients here are of a quality that is becoming rare in the rest of the world. In Slovenia, the farm-to-table movement isn't a modern marketing trend. It is simply how they have always eaten. Most families still maintain their own gardens, and the distance from the forest or farm to your fork is often measured in meters, not miles. By 2026, Slovenia has solidified its reputation as a global foodie destination. You have world-class chefs putting Slovenian mountain ingredients on the international map. But the real magic happens in the local gostilna. These are traditional, family-run inns that have served the same recipes for centuries. One of the most famous dishes you have to try is kranjska klobasa, or Carniolan sausage. It is so protected by the government that it can only be made by a handful of certified producers. It's smoky, hearty, and usually served with a side of fermented turnip or sauerkraut. If you're visiting the mountains, you'll find incredible wild mushroom soups, often gathered from the surrounding pine forests that very morning. Then there is strukli. These are traditional rolled dumplings that come in over 70 different varieties. They can be savory, filled with cottage cheese or tarragon, or sweet, filled with walnuts and honey. In the Soca Valley, look for bovski krafi, which are small pockets of dough filled with dried pears and cinnamon, a recipe that feels like a warm hug from the mountains. For those with a sweet tooth, potica is the undisputed queen of Slovenian desserts. It's a nut roll made of thin leavened dough spread with a variety of fillings, most commonly walnut. It's a festive cake that symbolizes Slovenian hospitality. And if you visit Lake Bled, you cannot leave without trying the kremna rezina, or Bled cream cake. It is a delicate layers of puff pastry, vanilla cream, and custard. In 2026, the local patisseries still use the original 1953 recipe, and they sell hundreds of thousands of slices every year. What makes eating here so special in 2026 is the transparency. You can often see the cows that produced your cheese grazing in the meadow across from your restaurant. It's clean, honest, and incredibly flavorful food that reflects the purity of the landscape itself. Let's get into the hard numbers for 2026. Is Slovenia still a budget-friendly destination for the average traveler? Daily budgets. The backpacker. Budget 70 euros a day. Hostels in the capital have increased in price, now averaging 35 euros in the high season. If you use public buses and eat at burek stands, the ultimate flaky, savory pastry snack found on every corner, you can definitely stick to this. The mid-range traveler. This is the Slovenia sweet spot. Budget 150 euros a day. This covers a beautiful private Airbnb or an eco guest house, a compact rental car, and a nice sit-down dinner featuring those local dishes we just talked about. The luxury traveler. If you want the 5-star glamping huts with private views of the Julian Alps, you're looking at €300 or more per day. The hidden tourist taxes. There are a few things that catch people off guard. First, the vignette is mandatory for all highways. It costs about €16 for a week, and the electronic cameras are very efficient. Don't try to skip it. Also, be aware of the tourist tax added to your hotel bill, usually between €2 to €3 per person per night. A final warning for 2026, parking fees. In tourist hotspots like Lake Bled and the coastal town of Piran, parking can cost as much as €60 for a full day. My top advice? Use the park and ride systems located on the outskirts of the cities. They are cheap, eco-friendly, and usually offer a free shuttle bus that drops you right in the center, saving you both money and a massive headache. Slovenia isn't just a country. It's a proof of concept. It proves that a nation can be modern, prosperous, and successful without sacrificing its natural soul. It isn't the cheapest place in Europe, but the value you get in terms of peace, cleanliness, and quality of life is unmatched. If this guide helped you, please hit the like button. It really helps a small creator. And I want to know, would you choose the mountains or the coast? Let's chat in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.